Today, I will be saying the story of the Puss in Boots. So, once upon a time, there was a miller, and that miller had three sons. The eldest one, he loved the youngest one the most. The name of the youngest son was Markini. One day, the poor miller had died. He had given his mill to the eldest son. He has given a donkey to the second son, and to his favorite son Markini, he had given just a puss. He has just given a cat, and Markini named the cat as Puss. Um, the eldest son who had the mill always criticized the other two brothers. He had never shown mercy to them, and he told and on one day he told that I will not take care of you both. I will not take care of you both. You both should take care of yourselves. Then at least the second son situations is a bit better because he has a donkey, but Markini has nothing. He just has a cat. He just has a cat. Markini always used to think, why did my father leave me with a cat and why a mill and donkey to the others? Days passed by, and on one day he realized that he can't do anything more, and he became sad. Then, stunned to his wonder, the cat has spoken. Puss has spoken. It has told that, "Don't worry, my master. I will bring us some food, and I will say what to do next." And the puss said that, but it kept one condition. It told that, "I will do anything only if you give me a pair of boots and a bag." Then Markini was actually astonished by seeing a cat speaking. So he trusted him and said, "Okay, puss." So they went to a shoemaker. So Markini went to a shoemaker and bought Puss a pair of boots and a bag. So Puss quickly wear them, and he told that, "Okay, master, I will first prepare our dinner." He said so, and he went into the jungle. He went into the jungle and caught some rabbits. He came to his master Markini and he gave those. Those and Markini thanked Puss and cooked and ate the rabbits. There were so many rabbits that he also got some of the rabbits to eat for the next day. Days passed by like this, and on one day, Puss caught the cats, and this time he went to the king's castle. He went to the king's castle and said and spoke like this to the king. My lord, my lord, I have a gift for you from my master, the Marquis of Carabas. Please accept his gift, my lord. He said like that, and he gave the gift. He told and again he told that these are the gifts that I wish to give you from the order of my master, Marquis of Carabas. These are some rabbits. Please accept this, my lord. He said so, and everyone in the royal court were astonished because they have never seen a cat speaking, and in addition to that, it caught some rabbits, and it is wearing shoes, and it is wearing a coat. So everyone was obviously astonished. And then the princess told then the princess ordered the servants that they that to feed Puss as much as possible. They call Puss as the Puss in Boots because it is not an ordinary because it is not an ordinary thing to see a cat in boots, and thus they named him Puss in Boots. So after eating his meal, he felt very happy and he returned to his master, Markini, and he told everything what happened. And then Markini asked about the princess. Then Puss told that, "Oh, she was very lovely. You need to marry her." Then Markini said that, "Oh, I need to marry her. How do you think I can marry her? She needs to be married to a prince, not me." Then Puss said nothing and continued his work. And the next day he did the same thing, which is he went to catch the rabbits. But this time, after he didn't go to catch the rabbits. He actually turned on his path and went to a far away castle. In that castle lives a giant. That giant was so tall. He went to the giant and knocked on his door. The giant opened and said, "What do you want?" Then he was first astonished by seeing by seeing a cat in boots. So he first laughed at him, and then he said, "Oh, you're a cat in boots." And then Puss told that, "Oh, I'm not just a cat in boots. I can do many more things." And the giant was again astonished because he saw him speaking right now. and then he welcomed, and then the giant welcomed the Puss into his room. And then Puss asked the giant that, my lord, could you do anything? Then the giant with arrogantly said that, oh, yes, I can do anything. Then Puss told that, can you please turn into a mouse? Then the giant said, of course I can turn into a mouse. I can turn into a dinosaur also. Then as soon as he said that, he turned into a mouse. And then the wise Puss ate the mouse and defeated the giant. He asked him to turn into a mouse because if the giant turns into a mouse, he can easily eat him and defeat him. But when he was in his original form, he was almost impossible to defeat. So Puss showed his wisdom and returned to his master Markini of Kerwas. So he went to his master and said that, Master Markini, please come with me. We'll take a bath by the river. Markini was confused, but he knew he could trust Puss. So he went to the river and took a bath. So while he was taking the bath, Puss took off his clothes and threw them on the other side. He knew that there was a path by the river in which the king and the princess always used to come. So he waited for them to come. At one point, the carriage came, which carried the king and the queen and the princess. While all of them were returning, Puss acted as if someone took up the clothes of his master Markini and asked for help. And obviously the king, the princess and the queen could not say no to him. The Puss in Boots, how can they say no to him? So they told their servants to bring the best of the clothes to his master Markini. And then the servants brought the clothes and gave them to Markini. Markini was very confused. How come my dress was gone, and how did I get these clothes? He was very astonished. But trusting Puss, who told him to wear those, he wore them. And then Puss told the king that, my king, please come to the palace of my master Markini of Kerwas. He has a beautiful palace, and we would love to join you in dinner. And then Markini was confused. He turned to Puss and asked, our palace? Do we own a palace, Puss? Then Puss told that Puss silently just nodded. And then Markini was again confused, but he always knew that he could trust Puss. So he trusted Puss and said, oh, of course, my lord. I have a palace, and you could come there and join me with my dinner. And the king was pleased, and then they went to his palace. The food was delicious. That palace was actually the palace of the giant. So that's the reason why Puss defeated the giant, so that he could have the palace as the palace of his master Markini. So at the first sight, the Puss's master Markini fell in love with the princess. Even the princess fell in love with Markini. Both of them were looking at each other all over the dinner, and even the king noticed that and asked Markini whether if he wants to marry his daughter. And Markini said, of course, my lord, it would be an honor, and I am very pleased. And then their marriage happened, and from then they led a happy life forever. And Puss and Markini did not have to hunt for rabbits anymore. Thank you.